Boom. Hey internet. Got a good question from a subscriber from, I'm gonna murder this, I'm gonna butcher this name, Rivka Samia. If you're getting started and sending a design idea in for an estimate from a manufacturer, do people usually have a contract before you're sharing your designs to prevent them from stealing or selling the design? I have got that question from before, but definitely want to make a quick video about it. So if you randomly clicked on this, over 20 years of experience in apparel design, been the creative director of quite a few different companies, the short answer, Rivka, is no. There is no contract. I've probably designed hundreds of styles. And then in terms of being a creative director where I delegate anything in terms of art direction or apparel design, definitely hundreds of styles, several seasons of clothing. So there could be a number of designs that just go in one collection or one capsule or one grouping, but season after season, you know, hundreds of designs. A lot of people who will ask this question ask, the next question they ask is, should they copyright or do some sort of intellectual property protection for an individual design? So my answer is you could, but the industry standards that you do not, unless you have a design that has a specific function. That wouldn't be a copyright, that would be more of a patent. I'm really good friends with the guys at William Painter, so they have the sunglasses, and the end of the sunglasses, they're bottle openers. So that's a whole nother channel on its own. But an individual design, if you just think the design is really good, you typically don't protect each individual design, because you know you could be doing up to like hundreds of designs in a season. I mean, especially if you're talking about graphics, where there could be 20 shirts in a season. But I feel like a lot of startup brands are doing really smaller collections, so you could cut that number down, but the same principle applies. It's a lot of things to try to protect. Now, on the vendor side, I've owned a high volume screen printing company. I owned one for 3 years. Our biggest client was Blizzard, the billion-dollar gaming company here in Irvine. And so what I will say, we got a lot of graphics in, so not necessarily apparel designs. Of course, usually I'm on the other helm of that, where I'm sending designs in to a vendor or manufacturer to get an idea of sampling and quoting, like what those numbers are like. With the vendor hat on, though, I will say that we're not looking at the design. We're just looking at what it takes to kind of get it done, so that we could get you a quote and figure out what that looks like. So to the original concern, could someone steal the concept? Yes. I got tons of files, EPS files, Illustrator files, Photoshop files from clients. And so I would have those all on a drive that were for my company. At the time, I might have them all dumped in a drive somewhere, but to be honest, there's nothing new that I hadn't seen, because I had already been in apparel for so long. So I have archives of designs for sure. But I'm not necessarily interested in what you're doing in that competitive nature, because the company's trying to have their own reputation set as a vendor and a trustworthy vendor. But could it happen if you're dealing with an international vendor somewhere in China, Vietnam, whatever other country? Sure, it could happen. Someone could steal your design. And don't get me wrong, that does happen. There's a whole, I rarely touch it on this channel, but there's gray market and black market that exists for sure. If it's just like you think it's a novelty design where it might be a play on words, or you just think graphically a vector or something that's created more from a graphical perspective, we don't protect it individually. Cool. So hope that helps. If you guys have any other questions on anything related or beyond, let me know. And you could always either text me your questions, or you could just email me. Please follow me on social media when you guys get a chance. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.